Back in '87, sailing enthusiasts like this cool character got together for a regatta on Biscayne Bay. To these carefree customers, it was just a happy holiday outing, celebrating George Washington's birthday. But historically, it was the first formal sports event ever held in the famous Florida resort area, now known as Miami. Today, this fabulous city is one of the busiest year-round sports centers in the world. Boating clubs stage sailing and outboard regattas just about every weekend, summer and winter alike. Sometimes the bouncing outboards practically splash spray on the city's skyline. Fishing is as much in season in January as in July. The Gulf Stream just offshore abounds with hundreds of varieties of game fish. It takes strength, skill, and savvy to bring in a monster like this Warsaw grouper. Fishing is so good in this piscatorial paradise that 1 million sightseers a year flock to the city yacht basin just to see fish other folks bring in. When it comes to actual spectator sports, Miami offers just about everything except ski jumping. Hey, Oscar, I said no skiing. Golf is another year-round pastime in Miami. An unusual links feature is the annual National Baseball Players Championship Golf Tournament at the City of Miami Country Club. The field is filled with famous figures from the National and American Leagues. It's a field day for the fans and a preseason clam bake for the Diamond Stars. Autograph Alvin? No, see me later. Sure, I'll sign anything. Speaking of baseball, Miami Stadium is just about the swankiest ball orchard in the country. Big leaguers loosen up loggy muscles with a series of preseason exhibition games here each spring. It's a treat for tourists and home folks alike. When the major leaguers move out, the Miami Marlins move in for a summer-long campaign against International League rivals from the eastern states, Canada, and Cuba. This hula-hip hitter obviously is a Cuban. The Biscayne boxing arena is just across the street from the baseball stadium. Champions and near champions clouded out regularly in this palace of punch. Many of these Miami slugging bees are seen on national television. International soccer matches are a featured part of the city's Festival of the Americas program each spring. That's using the old bean buster. The game is fast and full of action, and Miami's large Latin populace loves it. Swimming meets and water shows naturally are year-round Miami features. Such action, such beauty, such form, such ooh la la. While swimming is enjoyed every month of the year in Miami, the most important aquatic meets are held in the spring and summer months. For sheer beauty and motion, what could be more appealing than a pretty girl in a fancy dive? try this one on your sacroiliac sometime. Internationally famous swimming and diving stars are regular performers in meets at Miami's City Park Pool. In the fall, the sports tempo quickens. The University of Miami Hurricanes provide football with all the trimmings of the Orange Bowl just about every weekend from late September until early December. The Hurricane schedule always brings to town some of the nation's mightiest football power. Home games are played at night and usually before shirt-sleeved audiences. In Miami, you can even go to the dogs and enjoy it. Greyhound racing is presented nightly from mid-November until early June. There are 4 tracks in the area devoted to this high-speed sport, for Miami is one of the nation's foremost greyhound racing centers. There's thoroughbred racing at 3 tracks: Tropical, Hialeah, and Gulfstream from November through April. Major stakes are scaled at 100,000 or more, and the finest horses and jockeys in the country compete for a cut of this swag. The ancient bass game of high life with pari-mutuel betting may be seen nightly at Miami's Fronton from December until April. There's both singles and doubles competition. This fascinating frolic frequently is called the world's fastest sport. Players are recruited from Spain, Cuba, and Mexico. Regattas, naturally, still form an important part of Miami's sports entertainment program. Each year, the city sponsors a series of nationally and internationally famous boating events. Sailing skippers come from all over to compete in these events on the emerald waters of Biscayne Bay. Pardon me, old-timer, but your race is over 70 years ago. There are events for ocean-going yachts, too. Most important competition of these picturesque craft is the annual Miami Nassau race. Nassau is 200 miles out that-a-way. Fast-action fanatics find plenty of thrills in such powerboat features as the Midwinter Championship Regatta. Nautical hot rodders from throughout the nation have assembled in Miami each winter since 1915 to pursue their favorite pastime while frozen out of their home water. During the Orange Bowl Festival in late December, the Miami program is crammed with its greatest assortment of headline sports attractions. The contest to select a queen isn't exactly a sport, but the competition is keen, and the contestants, well, a lot prettier than football players. The National Invitational Basketball Tournament is one of the festival features. It's sponsored by the University of Miami and brings together some of the best teams in the land. Tough luck, partner. Maybe next time. Nope. Oh, well. There's an international tennis tournament featuring junior racket wielders from throughout the hemisphere. The Orange Bowl Regatta also is spiced with international flavor. Climax of this 6-day speedboat spectacular is the International Grand Prix. Competition is keen and thrills are plentiful in this high-speed hydroplane classic. The small fry get into the Orange Bowl Act, too, with their own parade, festival, and half-pint game. The youngsters have their own queen, and mighty pretty, too. But the main events in the Orange Bowl Festival are the King Orange Jamboree Parade on New Year's Eve and the Bowl Battle on January 1st. The 2-hour-long parade along Palm Line Biscayne Boulevard and Flagler Street is one of the most colorful in the nation. More than 500,000 people jam downtown Miami to witness the parade in person, and thousands of others see it on television every year. There are scores of floats and snappy stepping bands in the Mammoth March. The parade is sometimes called Miami's biggest girl show. Hello, and Happy New Year to you, too. On New Year's afternoon, 76,000 fans fortunate enough to get tickets sit in on the Orange Bowl game. The game brings together two of the nation's top collegiate powerhouses. Thrills come thick and fast when these Goliaths of the gridiron grapple in this classic series, which began in 1935. Many regular Orange Bowl patrons insist the halftime show alone is worth the price of admission. It's a moving pageant of color, beauty, and surprises beneath sunny, tropical skies. Climax of the show comes with presentation of the Queen, who reigns over the eventful Orange Bowl celebration from start to finish. The festival winds up the night after the big game with a repeat performance of the parade and halftime show. It is accompanied, appropriately enough, by a fireworks display. But the Miami sports program never ends. And apparently this guy never gives up. Okay, Oscar, the ski jumping. Yes, there's even snowless skiing in sunny, subtropical Miami. Since the days of Handlebar Hank, many new events have been added to the Miami schedule, and today you'll find a succession of sports going on right around the calendar in this subtropical city. Truly a citadel of sports and a mecca for sportsmen.
Miami, the nation's Water Wonderland on the beautiful Biscayne Bay, attracts more vacationers than any place else in the United States. What is the reason? Sailing could be part of the answer. This is Dinner Key Marina, home of over 370 boats. This and many other marinas in Greater Miami are home bases for members of 12 yacht clubs and sailboating racing associations. And anytime members of different clubs meet on the water, you have a race. Miami is the boat racing capital of the Americas, hosting such races as the Miami to Nassau Classic, the Lipton Cup Race, and the Columbus Day Sailing Regatta. Of course, part of the answer is Miami's famous surf and sand, and a pleasant temperature to enjoy them 12 months a year. Young Americans travel thousands of miles to catch a few rays and to engage in their favorite sport. We mean surfing. Greater Miami beaches attract some of the finest surfers in the nation, and also a few who need a little more seasoning. Oops, look out. Surfing takes timing and balance. It's not as easy as it looks. Here is a sport that is as easy as it looks. It takes time and practice to attain the skill of this young lady, but most beginners can master the fundamentals of the sport the first time they try. And the nicest thing about skiing in Miami, if you fall, the water is warm. The golden subtropical sun is part of Miami's lure. Sunrise in Miami, the home of exciting powerboat racing. You have to rise at 7 a.m. to see the start of the famous Miami to Nassau powerboat race. It is a grueling test of man and machine. Contestants must be prepared to take a physical pounding as they bounce from wave to wave for 185 miles at speeds of 70 miles per hour and more. How tough do you have to be to drive these babies? Real tough. In one race, 39 of 40 entries broke down or quit, and a single boat reached its goal. Usually, 7 of 10 failed. One of the strongest magnets for those who enjoy water sports is the unique city of Miami Marine Stadium, home of the internationally famous Orange Bowl 250 Speed Classic. The Marine Stadium is a futuristic 6,500-seat facility surrounded by majestic palms and overlooking a calm man-made lagoon. The race is invitational, and only the world's finest drivers may participate. The speedboats really show their stuff on the straightaways, but the big excitement is on the curves, where drivers try to cut corners for maximum speed. Watch out for that buoy. As these speedy inboard powerboats streak across the Biscayne Bay, they almost seem to take off and fly. Here is Bob Nordskog in his lightning-fast Viking Spirit. But the Speed Classic is only part of the action. 1 week after the Speed Classic, the renowned Orange Bowl Regatta draws the world's attention to Miami. Some of the drivers like to slow down as they approach a curve, but others speed through at full throttle. Exciting? You bet. And the Marine Stadium hosts thrilling action like this almost every week. The Orange Bowl Regatta is viewed nationally on television with famous celebrities conducting the broadcast. Orchestra leader Guy Lombardo, once a powerboat racing champion himself, is first on hand to congratulate the champ, Bill Sterrett. The best powerboat racers in the world came to the Outboard Pleasure Craft National Championships at the Marine Stadium. With powerboat racing greats competing, an astounding 14 world records were set in 3 days of racing. These boys are always speedy, but with national titles at stake, they fly. In the spring, college rowing competition comes to Miami's Marine Stadium with all of its tradition and competition. Many of the top teams in the East make the trip south to compete in ideal conditions. The coxswain is the most important man on a racing team. He controls the pace of the rowing and is responsible for victory or defeat. If the team wins, he collects his traditional reward. A race course by day, the Marine Stadium is a center of art and culture by night. A floating stage in front of the grandstand converts into a concert hall in a matter of minutes. Classical music, rock and roll, or just plain jazz with the immortal Duke Ellington. Shows like these fill the Marine Stadium with music lovers at night. And on the causeway that leads to the Marine Stadium on Key Biscayne, or on any of the bridges over the bay, anglers take time out for a lazy afternoon of fishing. Over 600 species of fish abound in Miami waters. Delicious dolphin, battling sailfish, you catch them all in Miami. This fellow has a bite now. In sunny Miami, you can catch supper any day of the year. Maybe the key to Miami's attraction lies hidden under the inviting aqua of her waters. Minutes from downtown Miami is John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park. It is the only park in the United States that is completely underwater, and it can be toured only by boat. Thousands of Miamians own their own boats, but there are many others for hire. A visitor can always rent a boat to see the sights. Most of the sights are underwater, though, and there is only one way to get a close-up look. We put on skin diving gear, and away we go. Pennekamp Park has over 40 different varieties of coral, and some 600 species of fish thrive in the waters. Visitors can look at the fish, but not touch. No fishing is allowed in this park. This area is named in honor of John Pennekamp, who made his battle to preserve Florida's beauty a lifelong crusade. The park's most imposing attraction is the Christ of the Deep. This 16-foot-tall bronze statue was a gift from the skin divers of Italy to the skin divers of the United States. He seems to beckon to all to enter his underwater sanctuary. Cruising in the Biscayne Bay gives us a chance to admire one of the most thrilling skylines in the South. And you can't top the beauty of beautiful Biscayne Bay or the nearby Gulf Stream for fishing. Where else can you fish in such picturesque surroundings, 12 months a year? There may be other cities in the United States where you can sail, swim, surf, ski, fish, or sit in a comfortable stadium and watch exciting boat races or entertaining concerts. But only in Miami, the nation's Water Wonderland, can you do all of these things 12 months a year.